With tomorrow being the 4th of July, it makes me think about all the things America has afforded me. And when I think about what being in America, from America, has done for me, it makes me think about enlisting in the Army in 2005 and how that choice changed or affected so much of my life from that point forward, because not only did that choice show me much of the country, it even showed me other countries, like how I went to Tikrit, Iraq, and Germany while in the Army. After the open rolls, I'll just reflect back on times gone by and the many places and things I have done while I was in the Army, and because of that, because of being in the Army, where it showed me and what it showed me of the country. The beauty of where I came from was that it was close to two other states. And where I started my life was southern Ohio, which meant that I could get to Kentucky within probably 20 minutes, and I could get to West Virginia, let's say like 40 minutes, something like that, maybe a little under. And so, all throughout my life growing up, it wasn't that big of a deal to see multiple states in the same day. But it wasn't until I enlisted that I actually got a real adventure, because upon enlisting in the Army, the first place that the Army took me, it was basic training, was Fort Jackson in South Carolina. And after those initial 9 weeks, I then went to Fort Lee, Virginia, where I would spend another 9 weeks in what they call AIT, or Advanced Individual Training. After AIT, I was a holdover for a few weeks while they found an opening in the place I was set to go, which was Oahu, Hawaii. And once I arrived on the island of Oahu, I was tasked with working in the dining facility at Wheeler Army Airfield. It's across the street from Schofield Barracks, also in Hawaii. But the thing about the arrival to Wheeler Army Airfield is, very quickly upon arriving, I was notified that the 25th Infantry Division, which is who I was tasked with being a part of, were going to get deployed to Tikrit, Iraq. And so, because of the impending deployment, that meant we were going to do training, pre-deployment training, at Fort Irwin, California. For anybody who's tuned into a couple of episodes on the channel, whether it be Do You Know Me, which was a fun card game, or the Bible study, you may already know that when I arrived in Fort Irwin, California, I was unwell. But even though it was a short stint at Fort Irwin, it felt like no time from the return to Hawaii to the deployment to Camp Spiker in Tikrit, Iraq. And that was initially supposed to be a 12-month deployment, but in the 10th month, we got extended to an additional 3 months, or 90 days, for the deployment, so it went 15 months. upon returning to Wheeler Army Airfield on the island of Oahu, I was getting close to the end of my original or initial contract for active time in the Army. And so at a time like that is when you start talking to retention, the people that will tell you what you're capable of getting if you stick around. And because the Army wasn't offering anything enticing, I mean, other than more time, I spoke with the Army National Guard and they were offering a sign on bonus. And here's the thing about the National Guard's sign on bonus is they were also offering what felt like, I'll say, flexibility when it comes to time and place and where I'd be. Thank you for being here at Mr. Super Oz. This video is going out and this channel only exists because I, Oz, founded Gamble Comics, which first release was Everlasting Survivors, a 68-page graphic novel called All Day Long. Available now. Follow the link in the description that will take you to gamblecomics.com. While there you can get hats, shirts, posters, much, much more, but most importantly, the story itself. Because upon joining the Army National Guard, I was initially with the Ohio National Guard, but within, I'm going to say a month or two, roughly, I was transferring to the California National Guard because I took it upon myself to change locations, to go from the East Coast to the West Coast, and upon that change, I was able to, via the trip across the country, see so many wonderful and awesome things, whether it be Bedrock, Arizona, or the Grand Canyon, just so many beautiful and awesome parts of the country. The funny thing is, though, when I drove through Texas, it was exclusively nighttime, so I didn't really see much of anything, just flat and constant. But after living in California for, I'm going to say, maybe a year, year and a half, that kind of wore out its welcome. And by that, I basically mean it took a toll on the wallet. Instead of returning back to the Ohio National Guard, since I had departed it, I left California's National Guard and transferred to the Kentucky National Guard. With that, the return trip, so many more stops were made and sights were seen, and it's awesome to see the diverse nature of America, whether it be, like I said, the West Coast or the East Coast or anywhere in between, because so many parts of the country are so different that it's almost as if you are entering a whole other land just by driving a few hours, or in some cases days. And it's very interesting because the times that I was out of the country, whether it be Iraq or Germany, that's how it would be to go from, like I said, Kuwait to Iraq, or Germany to another country is just a few hours and you're in a different country. But to travel America, you don't have to travel very far to stay in the country, but to feel like you're in an entirely different place because of the difference in speaking, the difference in landscape, even the difference in weather in many cases, because the country is so large that you have so much difference from place to place. And I don't know, I just think it's an interesting thing to look back upon with America 250, taking place this year. And often, I don't know if everybody feels this way, but I know often with me, I forget just how much I've been able to enjoy life and the country and the world obviously, but when you take the time and you sit back and you reflect on things, it really is more impactful, I'll say, because in the day to day, the hustle and the bustle, I know I forget just how fun and beautiful and cool both the country and my time has been. So, yeah, it's been nice to think about all the different places and things I've done throughout the years, both in America and because of the time that I gave to America in service. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July tomorrow and you come back all next week. Enjoy.